Hey everyone, today's
Hi.
episode is like, I say this all the time, but it's very, 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 very exciting. The Oscars
Yes.
just passed last week, and we
Right.
wanted to make sure that we released a video about the best dressed
Yes.
and the awesome jewelry they were wearing. It was so hard to choose.
Yeah, it was.
But I'm
Top
gonna get right
five?
into it.
Yes.
And then this is when the thing.
All right, so this is Oscars 2019, the 91st Annual Academy Awards. It was in Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. And who I want to talk about first is none other than Lady Gaga. And she's snatching all the wigs and awards from A Star Is Born, My Mother Monster, and Claws Up if you are a little monster. He didn't know this. I see you. I see you. Okay, I recognize you. Okay, cool.
I'm just doing it to support the cause.
Yes, the cause. The claws?
The
cause
claws.
Okay. She donned a classic LBD little black dress from none other than one of her favorite, if not favorite, fashion designers, the late Alexander McQueen. And those really nice, sleek leather gloves, I think.
Those are so cool.
Remind you of anyone in particular? This whole outfit here. It's a very modern twist on it.
No, it reminds me of Catwoman.
Get
You're talking
your
about
mind back here.
Batman Part 1.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Anyway.
Breakfast at Tiffany's. Audrey Hepburn, she also wore those long black gloves and a very sleek, very modern type of dress, like a very modern silhouette, I would say. She was the only other person that wore this 128.54 carat fancy yellow cushion cut diamond in public. So that cushion there is, it was once worn by Audrey Hepburn, and
Right.
now it's been, and now it's set on a completely different setting, and then there's like matching earrings as well.
Right, so you mentioned to me that Tiffany & Co. Designed her entire necklace. The only difference that Audrey Hepburn actually wore that exact canary yellow cushion diamond, correct?
Yes.
And based on what I can see here from the National Jeweler, it's 128.54 carat cushion cut stone now, but it was founded or discovered in 1877 in South Africa as a 287.42 carat rough. So in short, they actually cut and faceted the stone, and basically it went from almost a 300 carat rough to about 130 carat cushion at the moment. So
have you worn a necklace that heavy before?
Never.
I mean, thoughts on that? Thoughts on this whole outfit? Thoughts on this necklace, earring, setting?
I would have to say that from the get, Lady Gaga has always had a very explosive personality.
Yes, avant-garde, if you will.
And I would agree that this definitely fits her. It looks really, really awesome. When I looked up the Oscars earlier and yesterday and 2 days ago when I was doing some research on this podcast, she was the first one that everyone was showing.
Oh, yeah.
All over the place. So I would agree. I mean, it's really pretty. It makes her look it's stunning. Very stunning.
A star was truly born, and she definitely showed it off that night. All right, so moving on, we have Constance Wu. Now, we know her for Crazy Rich Asians, but before that, she is, the mom on Fresh Off the Boat.
Right.
And she's just so stunning, and she's got such a glowing personality.
She does.
And it just goes so well to say that this outfit is glowing as well.
Right.
And I'm not sure if the dress glowed first or if she glowed first. It's just.
She definitely glowed first. Based on the personality that she exudes in her shows, her movies, and all that, she definitely plays the character very well.
Yes.
I don't know if that's her true personality. Sometimes actresses and actors are so good.
Yeah.
But based on these pictures that I'm seeing on the red carpet, I mean, she has a beautiful smile, and it pairs very well with her dress as well as the earrings that she's wearing.
Right. And
If I see a bracelet too, I mean, I think she's wearing a bracelet somewhere.
Yeah, and so the details that I have found on this was that it's an Atelier Swarovski floral drop earrings comprised of diamonds and genuine topaz. And then she's wearing canary yellow Versace tulle frock. And she does have the bracelet, but I didn't get any details on the bracelet.
Okay. What is your take
sure.
on her outfit?
I really love the way that it frames, like her, like the bodice. It just really frames her top portion very well. It's very bare on the shoulders, and it just engulfs her so beautifully.
Right.
And then the tulle skirt just comes down, and that's why I'm saying it's kind of like a fairy princess mermaid kind of look, is because it has such an airy lightness to it that it looks like you're just ready for dancing.
What I basically see out of it is I really like the color of the dress. I can't say that's actually a yellow or an orange. It's basically like a sunset type of color, where it's right in between. It's really
not a
stunning.
Standard color. It's
not.
sunset.
it's not. It's and on top of that, she's light skinned, so it goes very well with her skin color too. So
I agree.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, and then so that was one star from Crazy Rich Asians. We have another, and I had to include her, Gemma Chan. And I knew her personally, not personally. I knew her.
I was about to say, you know her personally? What? Like, what did you tell me this?
Can we get her on the show? Can we get you on the show? No, I'm just kidding. No, I watched her on the TV show Humans, and because, you immerse yourself into a TV show, that's why I said personally, but not really, I don't know her. That hot pink parachute of a Valentino gown pretty much stole the show for me. From the recent Couture runway of the brand that was so gorgeous that Celine Dion cried at this runway, okay? But
really?
Yes, it's a Valentino piece. Also, it has pockets. Can you believe that she snuck cookies in one pocket and she snuck rice crackers in the other? She was hungry.
Way.
A girl's got to eat, and you've got to have pockets that work, okay?
Wow.
Looking out for you fashion designers out there.
I did not know that. That's a fun fact
Make us some practical pockets. Thank you. And then for her jewelry, she is wearing a Bulgari Diva's Dream high jewelry diamond and emerald earrings, and they kind of fan out, like from where her lobes are. They kind of fan out. It's very flattering. I love that kind of earrings, especially for like an updo kind of hair. Style, sorry. And she's pairing it with a high jewelry ring and bracelet featuring more than 25 carats of diamonds.
Really?
Thoughts? Go.
Well, based on the picture I could see, these are some beautiful dangling earrings. The way it's designed is rather unique. And to your point, I definitely see the green emeralds, but based on this picture, I can't really tell if it's a little dark in this picture, and maybe, we'll be able to find a few
They almost look blue
pictures
from this picture.
Right.
Like a very dark blue.
Darkish bluish type of color. So I would agree. It's something that is maybe a little different than what normally people would do when they're wearing a hot pink next to a green. So I would have to agree. But to her point, this is definitely a statement piece, right?
Yeah.
So the dress that she's wearing obviously is a statement piece.
Yes.
So the earrings that she's wearing is also a statement piece. So it makes sense.
I feel like statement on statement is the way to go. If you're gonna make a statement, make it big. So there you go.
And one more thing, if I had to describe the earrings, it looks almost like a chandelier, if you will. They're just kind of
You're right.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're trying to encompass, the overall design, based on this picture.
And I mean this in the best way.
Yeah.
She's like wearing a really awesome curtain with a chandelier. She's like,
Totally. I think that's the same.
I wouldn't kick her out of my house. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Okay, so next up we have, and this is something that is very important to us, and we didn't see people talking about it as much. Men with jewelry. Men with jewelry. And Pharrell Williams.
So when I was doing this, we saw so many pieces on the women actresses, and when Pharrell, I noticed that he was wearing this beautiful necklace, right? So as I looked closer on the necklace, at first glance, what you'll see is his name, which is basically a name bar on a pearl necklace, right? But if you take a look closer and you try to zoom in, it's actually, the name is actually on top of the Chanel logo. So if I had to make my best guess, chances are it's definitely a Chanel necklace, right? That they custom made for him. And the other piece that's beautiful, that's right on top of that pearl necklace, are these bezeled set gemstones. Now, if I had to take my best guess, these are probably natural diamonds, alternating round cuts, emerald cuts, as well as emeralds, actual green emeralds, with blue sapphires.
Much greener than what we saw on Gemma Chan there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And looks like it's on yellow gold, all bezeled sets. So it's really, really nice. And for men that like to wear jewelry, definitely check it out. Right.
Yeah.
So it's if there's a statement piece, he definitely made a statement piece. It doesn't look too overbearing.
It doesn't look feminine in any sense.
Right.
It's a very, like, I would say, gender neutral.
Totally. Yeah, totally. So it's really, it's different for sure. For the most part, when people think about men's jewelry, they typically would think more of like a chain, a solid chain.
Right.
Maybe something like I'm wearing right now at the moment.
Can
But
you
for
show
his,
it off a little bit?
yeah, so I'm wearing, so I'm wearing two.
Who are you wearing, Michael? Who are you wearing? Are you wearing yourself? Sir,
I'm wearing myself. So I'm wearing a solid 18K rose gold, as well as solid 18K yellow gold Franco chain, and we have a custom.
Oh wow! I didn't even see that.
A custom bar. This is
hide it.
basically this is basically a 24K mint gold bar, right? That I framed diamonds all around it. So, but I mean, this episode is obviously not about me, right? So it's so most of the times when people are thinking about men's jewelry, they think about something that's a little more plain, especially if you're going for a little more of a masculine look. Then it's probably something like this.
Right.
But the piece that he's wearing,
I mean, he played it up with color. Look at that.
I mean, that's something that I probably would make for myself, right? So it's it's right. So ideas. So it's a really cool piece, and the way he's wearing it with his chin up, it looks really neat.
Right, and we
he's
had to
obviously
take a
trying to
guess
show it
at
up.
this, only because, like, on various articles that I tried to check out, they were just saying that it was an assortment of jewelry and not specifying what it was or what it was from. But from what we see, we're gathering that it is from Chanel.
And to that point, I feel as if, obviously when we talk about jewelry and fashion, especially on the red carpet, many times the focus is on the ladies, right? The women.
Right.
So we weren't even able to find that much information on Pharrell's piece, even though it really stands out. So it goes to show that men's jewelry as well as men's fashion may be a little underserved when it comes to these big events.
Well, I mean, look at what he paired it with. He's in a camo jacket. He's in knee-length shorts. He's got white socks on. and I think he's got like black Doc Martens on. I don't think he's ever worn pants to these occasions. I really don't. I don't know what it is, but I don't hate it. I don't hate the idea.
It's a statement, right?
It is.
It's his way,
it's
I
branding.
believe, of branding.
Yes.
Exactly, and marketing
Yes.
himself.
I
and didn't you mention to me that this is also a tribute?
Yes. So he's always been kind of associated with Chanel, just like wearing Chanel.
Right.
And he was very close with the now late Karl Lagerfeld, the fashion designer, who was at the helm of this brand and then also a bunch of other ones. This was a great tribute to his work. Pharrell actually shared on Instagram a photo of them together with a caption that read, "The goat sleeps," which is the greatest of all time sleeps. And I think that was a really, really sweet tribute because they were close.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this whole look is very iconic, I will say.
Yeah, that's a key word right there. I love that word. That's probably the best way to describe his look at the moment. All right, let's move on.
Okay, and then we've got last but definitely not least, Selma Blair. Now this was just a very, I would say, proud moment for herself and everybody that kind of like goes through the same thing or can relate. So I know her most from her role from Cruel Intentions.
I thought you knew her again. Like I thought you actually.
Personally, no. I just immersed myself so much in media, because I'm on the media team and all. Okay, so this was her first appearance publicly since revealing her diagnosis with MS, multiple sclerosis, the previous year. And this was an incredibly emotional moment. She actually teared up while on the runway. On the red carpet. Right. She makes looking flawless appear easy, but this was definitely a really honest, raw moment that everyone needed. It's a celebration of triumphs. This is what the Oscars and the award season is all about, right? A celebration of triumphs. And I think that she definitely proudly owned her, owned everything that she wanted to display for everybody. Right. This is me, accept me as I am.
Right.
And if you don't, I don't care.
And I think that's a really true testament to who she is as a person. I think I read an article where she didn't want anyone to assist her in walking,
Right.
as well as standing, because she wanted to show that she could do it on her own, and she takes pride in doing it, even though she has MS. And so it's one of those situations where when I look at it, I think this is probably the biggest story in the Oscars, even though it's not talked about the most. Only because it takes a lot of inner strength to show up to an event this big, to be in the public eye, to know that you're sick, and still show that you're stronger than the sickness, right? So,
I agree.
And the cool part about it that I want to talk is the cane. The cane that she has to help assist her in walking has a beautiful pink diamond right on top of the cane. We don't have a picture at the moment. Hopefully, we can find.
Oh, we do have I think I found a very up close picture where the designer was customizing it with like her own monogram and pink diamond. I think the designer, correct me if I'm wrong if I'm saying this wrong, but it's Tom Bachik is the designer here. And I think the cane was
The
also
designer of the stone, or the designer of the.
Well, he was the one that customized
Got it.
the cane. I
Got
don't
it.
think he was the one that made the cane, but he
Okay.
customized it
Mhm.
with the pink diamond and the monogram. And this is a direct quote from her because people were asking her how she was doing or how she was holding up, and she said that she was doing her best, but she she said, "I do my best, but I choke with the pain of what I have lost and what I dare hope for, and how challenging it is to walk around." And I think that was like before, showcasing her for all she is with her cane and her beautiful, beautiful gown here. But that is definitely something that, needs to be mentioned and needs to be acknowledged because this was a very proud moment.
Absolutely, especially with this picture that was taken. She's standing straight, tall, with both her arms to the sides, as if she has wings, right? Holding onto the cane with pride
Beautiful
and
cane.
dignity. She has a gorgeous necklace, by the way. I have no clue what that is.
I think that is to hold on to the cape.
Is that right?
I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's like I think it's like bedazzled
Beads.
with a bunch of beads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a pink, mint green, ice blue, black dress with a cape, and the custom cane, which is super awesome. Do we do canes?
I think we custom jewelry, and we could custom almost anything. If you inquire, we'll do it.
Again,
So.
guys, ideas. Hand us out ideas. Okay.
I want one.
All right, of all 5, I'm gonna put you on the spot here and ask you for your favorite.
I have to go with Pharrell. He's a guy. I'm a guy. I like to wear men's jewelry, even though I don't wear it as often as most people think I should, since I'm in the jewelry business. But when I do wear it, I wear it with a lot of pride. I think it's a shows statement to who you are, what you represent, and I really like men that is willing to wear jewelry, especially if
Respect.
yeah, respect, and at the same time
Comfortable with your sexuality, right? Like,
Right.
You don't mind, just like, if you want bling, you should have it.
Yeah, and especially when you're working with guys that are somewhat into more of a, I guess, to make a fashion statement, or just to make a statement in general. Sometimes it's nice to see another guy that is willing to
Yeah.
wear a nice piece. Right?
Not
So-
only queens wore jewelry, guys. Kings did too. Okay. Okay, and that makes it hard for me because you're like, I'm a guy, choose a guy, but I am a girl and I have 4 girls to choose from.
You can still choose the guy if you want.
I mean, that's true, but I don't
No, I know.
Okay, so my favorite
But
person.
before you start,
Yes, sure.
Before you start, I would
Okay.
say the very close second.
Okay, okay.
If Pharrell was not in this,
Sure,
was
sure.
Lady Gaga.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so.
Hands down. I mean,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I was just like, I love everything. This is why it was hard for me to choose. And now you have to, make me narrow it down to just one. This is so hard. My favorite person ever is Lady Gaga, but that has nothing to do with this episode. Thank you. For those podcast listeners, Michael just awkwardly held up his claws. So he's a little monster too. Hey, we welcome all, right? We welcome all. Newcomers, welcome. But I will say my favorite jewelry piece, Gemma Chan.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
There you
Gemma
go.
Chan. I personally would wear those earrings myself. Like, that's
They're
where-
gorgeous.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I don't know if they're emerald green or just like a very dark blue something with the diamonds, but I will wear it.
I think it's the design is the reason why I love it more so than the gemstones you can
The
put any
chandelier,
gemstones, right? Yeah,
like
so.
fanning out from your earlobes, I feel like it's so. I think that like with all art and design, there are subtleties in like the aesthetics that it kind of points you in the right direction, and I feel like the chandelier kind of silhouette that it has, it points you back up to where her face is.
Makes sense.
And I feel like that's where the main attraction should be, because that's what the dress is doing as well, right? It's fanning up, it's pointing up.
It makes sense. I mean, she has more of a pear-shaped, I guess, head or face structure. So as it goes down and it goes to a fine point of the chin area, the fanning out part of the chandelier earrings, it's spreading out.
Yes, exactly.
As her face is going in.
And the points are towards
down.
the top,
Right,
just like her dresses. And I feel like directionally, everything says yes for me.
Okay. I'm surprised. I thought you were going to say Lady Gaga. I really thought you were going to say Lady Gaga.
She's my favorite person. I'm very biased. But I can always expect the best and the most from Lady Gaga, right? So that she's always going to be my favorite no matter what. Like, there's no condition. I'm unfazed. But I'm going to have to be fair and give credit to where it's due for me this moment. Yeah.
Cool. So let us know what you think about this episode.
Yeah.
All right. Do you agree with us? Did we miss someone that you actually wanted us to talk about? That maybe you thought they wore a better dress or outfit if it's a guy, or if they wore a piece that should be mentioned? Definitely leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. Let us know who you think we missed out on. Maybe we didn't do enough research and you think that we should have done a little more, go ahead and let us know that too.
Correct us if we said some names wrong, or like talk about more trends that you want us to talk about. Because I think the kind of one that goes all across the board here is colored gems are back in, or that they're in and they're here to stay.
I think, I mean, that's a good point too. I think colored gems have always been in, but I think they've been out of the spotlight for a bit, and the people that actually are really into jewelry know that colored gems has always been in, right? So, and that's the cool thing about Pharrell's piece, but I'm gonna stop talking about it now because I think I'm drooling over that piece. I'm thinking about like how I'm gonna make something that looks, close to that. I mean, that looks like a really cool piece. But anyway, that being said, thanks again for tuning in.
Yes.
I'll see you again next time, and Sid and I will come up with a few more topics to talk about.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.